Hey everyone. So this time around, I thought I would maybe highlight the Sunshine Pop that I have in my collection, stuff from the '60s. It tends, if you're not familiar, it tends to be stuff that's geared a lot towards vocals, sometimes almost entirely vocals. Um, and to some people, it might sound a little bit fluffy and maybe too happy. Um, that's in part what I like about it, but there are a couple of reasons why I enjoy '60s vocal and sunshine pop stuff. But one reason is a good reason, which is it makes me smile. Um, but also, it's kind of this combination of sounding very simple and fluffy, but also in reality, the vocals and the arrangements are often quite complex and even influenced by jazz and that sort of stuff. So it's just sort of interesting how it can use both seemingly fluffy kind of sounds and also complex arrangements. Anyway, so let's get started. First, I want to start with Harper's Bazaar. I should have said first, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of elaborating on these releases. Unfortunately, even though I enjoy them, I don't know a ton about the background of a lot of the stuff, so I'm just going to kind of be putting stuff up and occasionally mentioning a few things. Harper's Bazaar, the name may not come to mind to a lot of people, but the song Feeling Groovy or 59th Street Bridge song probably does. It's originally a Paul Simon song, and he performed this with Simon and Garfunkel. I don't know whose hit was bigger. They're both pretty big, I think. So another Harper's Bazaar, Anything Goes. And I'd actually, one thing I can mention that's sort of trivia worthy of this band is the guy in the front with the blonde hair, and he's got his hand up on his chin. He actually went on to have a career path as a producer. His name's Ted Templeman, and a lot of people may know who Ted Templeman is, particularly those people who are big Van Halen fans, because he produced basically, I think, every album that David Lee Roth did with Van Halen. He's known for working with other groups, I think the Doobie Brothers and a few other big groups, but I think he's probably best known as the producer for the best era of Van Halen with Dave. I think basically did all their records. So next we have the Happenings Cycle with a P, of course. The thing that attracted me to this album was purely just the album artwork. I really knew nothing about them. I guess they had a few hits that I wasn't aware of, but I guess I would probably call them a sort of poor man's Beach Boys. It's got these sort of vocal harmonies, kind of relatively similar to the Beach Boys, but the songs aren't, generally speaking, quite as they don't have as much heft, I guess, as you could say, as the Beach Boys. Next, actually, is probably my favorite group of this genre. It's the Association, and this is all pretty common stuff. You can find at your local Goodwills for $1 or $2, and if they're in good shape, it's worth it. I mean, if you're open-minded, this stuff is great. The Association, even though they did have that trademark sort of happy, overly happy kind of vocals and layered harmonies, they also incorporated some guitar as well. Everybody probably knows the song Windy. Then we have Renaissance, which I've listened to a few times, and I think that it's really grown on me, and it's definitely worth a listen. I think it's sort of an overlooked album. Gets probably even better with this album, Birthday. It's kind of hard to see in the light there. As you can tell by the artwork, it's very influenced by the psychedelic era. I think this came out in '67 probably. Let's see, but I believe '67. And there's some guitar on this as well, but it's definitely still retains the vocal harmonies. Now for a group that's kind of grown a cult following in indie pop circles over the last 15 years. So the Free Design. This is the only release I have by them, so I don't know what other labels they put their stuff out on, if they were all on Project 3. Project 3 was an album by Enoch Light, who's known for big band and different sort of innovations within stereo in early recordings in the 50s, and I like him a lot as well. His the releases on Project 3 also have just great album cover design as well. But anyway, Free Design, I guess they had a following in the underground sort of indie pop and indie rock circles. This album just sounds fantastic. I mean, the quality of the production is just amazing if you can get a good quality copy of it. Again, it's very much like the other releases in that it has the layered vocals. They even kind of play up the silliness a little bit, as you can tell with songs titled "Kites Are Fun." But again, don't be fooled by the artwork and some of the titles. The songs themselves are beautiful and even complex at times. So yeah, I would definitely check this out if you're open-minded about this sort of thing. The last group of albums that I have, I'm not too crazy about. It's actually a bunch of Fifth Dimension records. It's okay, but I find that they were maybe even a little too vanilla for my taste, but I'll go ahead and show them here anyway. Stone Soul Picnic, which is one of their better known tunes. This Portrait. I don't even know if I've listened to this. I mean, some of these I kind of picked up when I bought small collections, so the album artwork's kind of cool. And this might be my favorite album cover for them. These great outfits. Whoop, there we go. So that's it for my Sunshine Pop. I don't know what I'll do next time, but I hope to get something up in the next day or so. See you then.